We're always told that learning is all about asking questions, getting feedback, and having things explained over and over. But what if the best way to learn, the deepest way, is to do the complete opposite? What if real mastery is actually found in silence? Get this. This is the one rule that master boat builder Douglas Brooks lays down for his students. I refuse to teach, but you are required to learn. I mean, that sounds totally impossible, right? But it's the key to unlocking a level of understanding that most of us have never even touched. So how on earth could that actually work? Okay, picture this. You've signed up for a university class. You walk in, and your task, along with a dozen other students, is to build a massive 21-foot traditional Japanese riverboat. But here's the catch. From the second you step into that workshop, there is absolutely no talking. None. As you can imagine, the students are, well, they're terrified at first. I mean, think about it. Their entire lives, our entire lives, have been spent in an education system that is built on words, on questions, on getting a little help from the teacher, and now, poof, all of that is just gone. They're left with one single tool, their own power of observation. Now, this whole method isn't just some crazy modern teaching experiment. Oh no. It is rooted in a deep, ancient tradition of Japanese craftsmanship. This isn't about making things hard for the sake of it. It's about a fundamentally different way of passing knowledge from one person to another. The entire philosophy really boils down to this one Japanese phrase, mitakaru, mitakaru. It means simply watch and you will understand. And with that one idea, the responsibility completely shifts. See, in this world, the master's only job is to provide a perfect example. Every movement is precise, intentional, and skillful. The apprentice's job? It's not to ask questions, it's to watch. To watch so intensely, so completely, that they literally absorb the process itself into their own body. So what happens to those students who were so scared at the beginning? Well, they adapt, and that initial fear quickly morphs into this state of hyper-awareness, a level of focus they have probably never had to access before in their entire lives. And this is the kind of feedback Douglas Brooks gets from his students, pretty much across the board. They all say some version of this. They thought they knew what concentration was, but this class showed them they were just scratching the surface. The silence forces you to go so much deeper. And that focus, it deepens in layers. At first, you think you're just watching someone use a tool, right? A chisel, a plane. But then you realize, wait, I have to watch their wrist and their elbow and how they shift their weight from one foot to the other. You even start watching their breathing. And it hits you. You can't miss a single detail. Everything is part of the lesson. This system also just completely rewires everything we expect about reward and failure. In the silent workshop, there's no pat on the back for doing things right. And maybe more importantly, nobody is going to swoop in and fix your mistakes for you. This quote from a Kyoto tea house carpenter just says it all, doesn't it? If you messed up, you heard about it. But if you did something right, silence. Because doing it right is the baseline. It's the expectation, not something that deserves a parade. You're not rewarded for just doing what you're supposed to do. So what you end up with are these two completely different paths to learning. Modern education is often about constant intervention, right? The teacher is expected to step in, to explain, to rescue the student. Silent apprenticeship is the exact opposite. You could call it a kind of benign neglect. It forces all of the responsibility onto you, the learner, which in turn builds this incredible self-reliance. And Brooks tells his students this point blank. He says, you've been trained to expect the teacher to save you. I refuse to save you. If you're struggling, he won't give you the answer. He might just point to a piece of scrap wood, telling you to go practice. That's it. You already saw the right way to do it. Now your job is to figure out how to get there yourself. And this, right here, brings us to the real secret of the whole silent workshop. Because after a month of building this enormous boat without a single spoken instruction, the students have this huge realization. Is this class really about wood and nails and getting the curve of a hull just right? Or is the boat itself just a tool for a much, much deeper lesson? You see, the boat is the medium, but it isn't the final message. The real thing being constructed in that workshop is the student's own capacity for unwavering, deep, powerful focus. It's really about forging a mind that can shut out all the noise and just observe with an intensity that's almost like a form of meditation. And that is a skill that goes way, way beyond building boats. And here it is. This is the ultimate goal. The class isn't actually teaching boat building. It's teaching a universal method for mastery. It's teaching you how to learn anything you want at the deepest possible level all by yourself. So I'll just leave you with this question. In our world, a world that is just full of noise and constant chatter and endless explanations, what could you master? What skill, what craft, what part of your own life could you completely transform if you just learned how to stop talking and start to truly watch?